Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about C programming, and in that we are going to talk about variables and format specifiers. So in this lecture we are going to see how to define a variable and how to use format specifier to change the type of data type when you are representing a number. So let's start the lecture. We all know that a PC or a computer contains many small blocks in it, which are, for example, CPU, the central processing unit, which actually performs all the instructions set related tasks to execute all different types of instructions which are related to the computer. Then there is an ALU, which is arithmetic and logical unit, which performs all the arithmetic instructions, for example, plus, minus, multiplication, division, modulus related instructions. And similarly, there is a logic unit which performs logical instructions such as AND, OR, NOT, XOR, and so on. So ALU is nothing but a unit which performs arithmetic and logical instructions. Then we have primary memory, which we can call as a RAM, random access memory. It is used to store the variables of a program which is being executed. It is much faster than the hard disk or any other secondary memory. Then we have secondary memory like hard disk, floppy disk, CD drive, DVD drive, pen drive, and so on. Now, apart from these important blocks, we have input devices like keyboard, mouse, switches, scanners, and so on. And then, just like input devices, we have output devices in a PC like monitor, printer, speakers, and so on. Of course, to run all these hardwares, because if you notice here, up to this part, from here CPU to output devices, these are all hardware. To control the hardware, to control the resources and the data transfer between all the devices, we need a software which is the soul of the PC. We can say it is an operating system. There are many operating systems available in the market, just like Windows, Mac operating system, Linux, Solaris, and so on. For example, in the mobile, we have Android, Linux-based mobile, and so on. So operating systems are the software which controls the communication and resource allocation for all these hardware devices. Okay. Now, this is all about the computer's internal blocks. So, where we look for the programming. So, let us look into the programming part. There are two types of generally softwares which are used to debug or to compile a program. First is interpreter or interpreted languages, where the source code or the program that you write or the user writes, the source code is directly run into the interpreter and the programs run the statements in one go. Whereas compiler or compiled languages are those languages in which first the compiler software, any software that you use to compile the software, for example, here in this case we are using code blocks. So the compiler software translates the user code to a machine language. Machine language, when we say, it is the language which is in 0, 1, 0, 1 and so on. Okay, so bits, all are represented in bits. So it is the lowest language. So the compiler translates the user code to machine language, also known as object code. Then after that, a linker is used to connect all different files like header files or any extra files related to the main program's compilation, and it links all these programs, and then the linker converts that file into executable program, or we can say .exe program. Okay, .exe program. Then, for example, C and C++ are examples of compiled languages. So let us see the differentiation between these languages. First of all, the lowest language, for example, if I say we have the CPU here, CPU, okay, or the microprocessor, MC microcontroller or microprocessor. So this is the hardware. So the closest language to the hardware is machine language. Above that, we have assembly languages. If you want to know more about these languages, then you can visit my channel. There are many different lectures which are totally devoted for assembly language, especially for 8085 microprocessor. Okay. So then above that, these two languages, we can call them as low level languages. And then above that, if we further go up, we have procedure languages and object oriented languages. We call them high level languages. In this lecture, we are focusing on C, and we are only going to talk about C language. So what are the basics of C program? Every C program has exactly one main function. It cannot have multiple main function. Comments are those instructions which are ignored by the compiler. C program can make use of external libraries like .h file or any other external files which are required to run your user program. In C program, we can declare variables. Apart from that, we can read inputs and write outputs by using scanf and printf instructions respectively. So, what are C program's variables? So, inside every C program, we can observe there will be always a main function. Okay. So, whenever the C program is executed, first thing to be executed is all the functions within the main function. So the main function is the first function which is always executed. So there may be many different functions in a C program, but the C program always executes the main function at the first. Okay. The specific size of memory is, that means every variable that we declare in C program is allotted a memory. I will show you that in the when we will talk about the example programming. Okay. So every variable is provided a specific memory, and these variables, depending on their data types, can have different sizes of their memories. We can store data in the memory. At the same time, we can use the same variable for different values, or we can store different values in the variable according to our need. So, for example, to declare any data, first we have to declare the data type, and then we will have to declare its variable name. This is called declaration of variable. Okay. For example, int count. So here int is representing the data type and count is representing the name of the variable. So similarly, there can be many other different data types like character, char, and variable name is name here. Okay. We can also further use the property of declaring variables. It is not necessary that we have to always use different lines to declare a variable. If we have a data type which is common, then we can have multiple variables declaration in a single line. But only thing is we need to add a comma in between the variables. Okay. So in this way, we can declare multiple variables, keeping in mind the data type should be always same. Okay. For example, int is common here. So all these data types, all these variables are going to be data type int. So int, count, number, marks. So all these three variables are of data type integer. Similarly, we can assign a variable a value when we are declaring it. We call it initialization of variable. For example, in that we will declare the data type, the name of the variable, and we will assign a value to that particular variable. For example, int count equal to 50. Now in this case, the data type is integer, count is the name of the variable, and 50 is the value which is assigned to the variable count. Okay. So what are the rules to define variables? Variables must not start with a digit. It is not allowed that you can declare a variable like int to name. Okay, it is not allowed because you are starting the variable with a number or a digit. It is not allowed. Now, variable can consist of alphabets like ABCD, capital ABCD, small ABCD, and so on, digits, but not starting with the digits. We can introduce digits in the middle also, and special symbols like underscore. Blank spaces are not allowed when we are declaring a variable. For example, int, if we say number space 2, so this cannot be a variable declaration. For example, here we have the integer data type, but the variable has a space in between, which is not allowed. Okay, so spaces are not allowed in between the variable names. Keywords are not allowed. Keywords, there are many keywords in C program like int, char, for. So all these names are actually used by the C programming itself. Therefore, we cannot use them for declaring or naming a variable. Remember one more important thing, that C programming is case sensitive. So declaring a variable with small case and declaring a variable with the big case will be two different variables. Let me show you the examples. For example, if you say int count, okay, and if you say int capital COUNT, so these two variables are two different variables because the characters are, this is small cap, this is all caps, or we can say big caps. Okay, and again COUNT, so these are three different variables. Count is a different variable. This one is also different because the characters case is different, and this is also different. So remember, C programming is case sensitive. We should not mix all these characters according to our will. So we have to declare it and we have to follow the case throughout the program. Types of variable, we can have local variables which are declared within the function. We can have global variables which are declared for the whole program, and we can have static variable, automatic variable, and external variable. So now coming to the data specifier. So in this lecture, like I said, we are going to talk about variables and data specifiers. Data specifiers are represented by percentage, and then after that followed by a character. For example, percentage C will specify characters or unsigned characters. Percentage D and percentage I are used to represent integers. Okay, similarly percentage F is used to represent floating point numbers. You can keep this chart or make a note of this chart and try different data specifiers in the example program. Similarly, this data specifier can be percentage E, which represents exponential functions. For example, you might have seen 3.2 e to the power 10. So to represent numbers in this scientific notation or exponential notation, we can use percentage E. Similarly, percentage O for octal representation, and so on. Okay, so let us first see a simple program, and then we will be able to understand the basics or the concepts in more depth. So here we have the program. So in the last class, I talked about code block and I showed you how to run a simple program. In this program, I am going to talk about declaring variables and how to go a bit more in depth in the C programming using code block. Okay. So first of all, I told you to build a program. So this is the program written and I will build it. And I told you in the bottom you have build log and here it is showing 0 error, 0 warning. That means there is no error in the program. Okay, so let us run this program step by step and see if how to analyze this particular program. Okay, might be possible when you run the program you will be able to see this particular window. To get further more details, you can go to debug windows and then watches. Okay, go to debug windows, watches. So in the watches you will be able to see all different variables which are available in the program. Along with that, again go to debug windows and then go down to memory. Okay, because we can see where these variables are located or the memory of this or the address of these particular variables. So first of all, let us go through the program and see all these features one by one. Okay, so first we have the main program. Inside that main program, we are declaring a character hello world, but the character is an array because we have a square bracket inside the program with the variable. Okay, here you can see we have the square bracket. So in this, let us see what is str storing. So right now you can see in the bottom the str is not having any particular data. It is all garbage. This is what we say, C variables always contain garbage values. Therefore, we should initialize the value in a variable. So right now, all these variables are containing some garbage values, okay, allotted by the compiler itself. So now let us assign the values which are required from our side. So next line, here I am going to the top, next line. Now you can see this particular line has been executed and now you can see str hello world. So now the variable str contains hello space world. Now we are going to print the value in the console. So next line, and now here is the console. It shows the data inside the variable str is hello world. What does that mean? It means you can see here str is the variable and percentage s is our data specifier. So the data inside variable str is percentage s. So it is going to take the data from the variable str. So here the str variable's data comes to this place and it is printed in the console. Okay, here the data inside the variable str is hello world. Now after that I am going to print star and then /n is to give a one enter, or you can say a one space between the next two lines. Okay, so I am going to enter that value. So next, so we have executed this line and you can see our cursor has moved 2 lines below the star. Remember one more important thing. In C, you cannot assign the value for character after declaring it. It is not allowed that you define the character like this and then later you assign the value. It is not allowed. You have to assign the value in one go. This is important to remember in C. Now next we are going to see here there is another variable which is having a data type char Name of the variable is name, and we have specified 20 spaces for that particular variable name. Okay, so remember, you cannot enter any value greater than 20 spaces in the variable name, because the name will be allotted only 20 spaces. Let us see. So here in the bottom you can see right now the variable name is having garbage value. Next. Now here we are using scanf function, and the scanf function is used to take input from the user. So the program will not move until unless we provide the data in the console. So here you can see printf enter name is there, and now the program is waiting for the data to be typed here. So I am putting a data Deepak.Nair and enter, and next. Now you can see I have put a name Deepak space Nair. Okay. Now we are going to print the same data. Here you can see name is the variable name and percentage %s is the data specifier. So name will come here in this particular block, and it will print your name is, which was printed in the scanf function. Okay, here Deepak Nair. So let us execute that function. Next. So printf function has been executed, and we can see your name is Deepak. So remember, spaces are not allowed when you are entering some value in that. So spaces will be considered the end of the string. So remember, only Deepak is printed. And why this full stop is coming? Because after the data specifier we have a full stop in the printf function. So remember, spaces are not allowed when you are putting a value in the character. Okay. Now let us go to the next line. Okay. Give me a second. So we have executed till this part. The name Deepak space Nair. Okay. And next line, it has printed your name is Deepak. It is not printing Nair because there is a space in between Deepak and Nair. And next, go to the next line. Now we are going to declare character name of the variable, and data type is char. Okay. Next, you can see here character has got two data, A and 97. Remember, A is an ASCII value, and if you take the decimal value of that ASCII A, you will get 97. You can go to Google and check ASCII table for characters. In that you will get small a is 97. Okay. So A has entered into the variable character. Okay. And then after that we are going to print that particular line where it says character variable contains A. So this is what is printed here. Character variable contains %C is used to declare or to represent the data specifier for characters also. So character has been entered into this particular %C. Okay, next, coming to the next line. Now we are going to declare a data or a variable with the name integer. The data type is int, and we are also assigning a value 10 to that particular integer. Right now you can see in the bottom integer is carrying a value 2949. Now let us go a bit deeper into that and let us check where is the address for integer. For that you can come down to the local watch, type percentage and then the variable name. So integer. Okay. So percentage will and integer. So this will show you the address of that particular integer, and I will press enter. So here you see and integer, no available current content. So because it has not been assigned yet. So let us go and run that line. So int integer has been assigned a value 10. You can see integer equal to 10 here. Now let us go down here. Sorry, the variable name is wrong. Rename integer. Okay. So now you can see here in the bottom, the address for the variable integer is 0x61ff18. So this is the address. Why 0x? Because this number 61ff18 is hexadecimal. Therefore, to represent hexadecimal numbers, 0x is used. So let us copy this address 0x61ff18, copy, and then go to this location for the address. We'll type it here 0x61ff. Now you can see here, this is the address for the 61ff18. And what is the data inside that address? 0a. Remember, this 0a is represented in hexadecimal. So the value of a is 10. So what does that mean? It means the variable that we have assigned here, you can see integer is 10. Address of the variable integer is 61ff18, and the data inside the variable integer was decimal 10, and decimal 10 is basically 0a in hexadecimal. So in this memory, it is representing the number in hexadecimal. Okay. So this is how you can check also the address of the variable and the contents of that address also. Okay. So remember, 61ff18 is assigned to the variable integer, and the content inside that address is 0a, which is hexadecimal representation of number 10. Okay. Now let us print this same data, but here the data specifier is %i. %i represents the data specifier for integers. Next line, we can see here it says integer variable contains 10. So integer variable contains integer, that is 10. Okay. Now if I change the data specifier, for example, here we have changed the data specifier to %x. So integer is our variable, but we are changing the data specifier. So it's changed the type of representation. So it will represent the number here in hexadecimal. Let us check next line, and then we can see here integer variable contains a. In the previous line it was saying integer variable contains 10, and now it says integer variable contains a. Why? Because in this case the data specifier is %x, which is representing hexadecimal. Before that it was %i, which was representing integer value. So by changing the data specifier, we can change the type of representation of any number also. Now let us move ahead. Next data type, next variable is our var float. I will just stop this program because, okay, let me go through the program again. Okay. So in this program, okay, so we were here. So we are now going to use data type float, and the name of the variable is var_float, which is allowed in C program. Okay, so underscore is allowed, but in between the variables. Okay, name. So now we are allotting a number with decimal points. For example, 12.34. You can see here we have assigned only 12.34 in the variable var float. Okay, which is the data type floating. Here in the bottom you can see the var float contains 12.3400002. Okay, although we have only specified float 12.34, in the compiler it is storing 12.34000002 because the compiler stores the variable float up to 6 decimal places. Okay, now let us try to use the data specifier %f, and here %f is going to take data from the variable var float. Okay, next go to the next line, and we can see here in the console variable float variable contains 12.34000000. Okay, so this is how the variable is stored within the memory, although we have only written 12.34. Okay, but the data stored in the memory is 12.340000. Okay, now if I want to change the data specifier to exponential function, I can use %e, and let us check what is the representation in that case. Again, the program has, okay, for example, here you can see the representation of the same 12.34 is now in exponential functions 12.1.34000 e to the power 1. Okay, so this is scientific notation of 12.34. Okay, so the same number, the data type is, although it is float, but we can change the representation by changing it to %e. So go to next line. Okay, now let us go to the next line. We are going to use a variable var underscore long, that's the name of the variable, and the data type is long. Okay, so if you see here, var long contains 12 only. In the bottom you can see var long contains 12. Okay, it does not contain 12.34, so it ignores the decimal notation of .34. So you have to keep these things in the mind, that you cannot keep decimal values in integer variable type or long data type. Okay, so let us print that value in the console. Next line, and here we can see var long variable contains 12. Okay, although we tried to assign it 12.34, it is only showing us 12. Okay, so .34 is ignored by long data type. The data type is long, therefore it has ignored that part. Okay, and then printf, which is, we are going to end the program. Okay, so this is how you can use variables, and you can use data specifiers to change the type of the data when you are representing it in the program. I hope you liked the video. If you have any doubts or comments or suggestions for this video, you can post it in the comment box. In the next lecture, we will be going a bit more deeper in the programming, C programming. If you have not subscribed the channel, then I would request you to please subscribe the channel. Thank you and stay safe.